All right, hello there, and thank you for waking up with Wesley. I'm Senior Meteorologist Wesley Williams here on a Friday in April. This is Friday the 11th, so almost Friday the 13th, but we missed it by 2 days. So hopefully you're having a fantastic Friday. I know it's easy to do if you were planning to be outside in our nice, lovely weather. We're going to take a look outside right now. Let's show you. Not just tell you, let's show you what it looks like. We're taking you live to this view at the Meteorologist in Biloxi. This is facing toward the west, and we can enjoy that beautiful view there of the beachfront. Now, I have the camera controls in my hands, and so what we're going to do is zoom on down toward the lighthouse as we'll take a closer look at things there. So just a small zoom for now. Okay, let's do an even bigger zoom so that we can just, get an idea of what it's like. We're taking you there. Imagine you're hearing the sounds of the beach right now, and you're seeing the cars go by, and you're, of course, feeling that nice sunny weather as well. That's what people are going to be dealing with as they head out to the beach this weekend for spring break. There's a lot of people in town that will be visiting, and so you may notice a bit of increased activity along the beachfront, along the Mississippi coast, and that is something that many of you are probably used to happening every year. We're going to pan the camera a little bit farther off toward the west. Now you can see the Coliseum there in the distance, and again, just a beautiful shot. It will probably look a bit different later this afternoon and tomorrow afternoon, as you're probably going to see many more people dotting the coastline there. And this year, probably more so than you've seen in recent years because, of course, there's nice weather, right? I mean, right now we've got that sunshine in Biloxi. Temperature is 65 degrees, so it is very pleasant to start the day. And we're expecting a high about 80 this afternoon, so that's going to be also very nice too. You can actually, what we'll do now is take a look at the forecast because, spoiler alert, it's going to be nice as we go into the next few days. So let's get to the forecast information. So here's a look at what to expect. We have a cool front that is moving in today. We've been tracking it for you if you've been watching on Good Morning Mississippi. And that'll just set the stage to keep our weather nice and dry. I do think it will be a little bit cooler tomorrow, though. So if you are not a fan of cool weather, keep that in mind that you will probably want to take advantage of today. I'm trying to give you that heads up because it could get a bit cooler tomorrow. So don't be caught off guard by that. It could get a little bit cooler tomorrow. Don't, by the way, let that pass you by as we go to Friday, warm with a high around 80, but then cooling off. Here's a look at the forecast into the next 3 days. You can see mid-70s for highs on Saturday and Sunday, which is not as warm as today, but it's still pretty nice. So just something to keep in mind. As we get deeper into the weekend, the temperatures will cool off a little bit. And, if you're out there, what do people wear to the beach? Do we wear long sleeves to the beach? Do we wear long pants to the beach? Usually not, right? So if you're wearing an outfit that does not have a lot of fabric with it and you are showing a lot of skin, then this is actually something important to pay attention to because there's a world's difference between 80 and 74, 75. When it comes to, of course, dressing for the weather. So don't be surprised and caught off guard by that. One thing you won't need to worry about is any rain. The rain is going to stay slim to none as we go to today, tomorrow, and Sunday. So, of course, as people head out to the beach, it is going to be nice with no rain in sight. One thing that we are wanting you to know about today is that it's going to get a little breezy. So if you are wearing like a hat, or you've got maybe a beach towel, or one of those beach umbrellas or canopies, there will be a bit of a wind today. Now, it's not going to actually be coming from the Gulf. The wind will instead actually be coming from the north. You can see this this north wind there today. And it's going to be pretty breezy, 10 to 20 miles an hour. So if you're planning outdoor activities on Friday, just plan on breezy weather at times. We'll talk about the hour by hour wind in just a moment. Now tomorrow, delightful. The winds are relaxing on Saturday. The temperature is cooling off a little bit, but at least it's not going to be as breezy. And then on Sunday, how about this for a treat? We get a wind from the southeast. So that's going to be wind off the water, from the Gulf. And maybe it carries with it just a little bit of, just a touch of humidity. Nothing that will be terribly unpleasant or uncomfortable, but just enough to remind you that, I'm at the beach, I'm on the Mississippi coast, it's spring, I can feel the Gulf breeze in the air. So Sunday, kind of a little bit of a different vibe than Saturday. Each day really here is different, whether it's breezy and dry on Friday, whether it's a little on the cool side and calm on Saturday, or whether you're getting that Gulf breeze on Sunday. So you can kind of pick whichever beach day is your type of weather, or whether you're at the beach or wherever you are, and just take advantage of those conditions. So there's a look at that forecast, by the way. It looks so nice, right? I mean, what is there not to like? Literally, just take like we'll do a little pause here for 5 or 10 seconds. I want you to try. I want you to really try to think of something that you don't like about the weather forecast for the next 3 days. Do that for me, and we'll be back in 5 or 10 seconds. So, did you think of anything? Let me know in the comments. If you are watching this on the YouTube version of this video, there is a comment section and you can type in a comment. Otherwise, maybe many of you find everything to like about it, and maybe you can type what you do like about the weather in the area. So we promised you we would get to the wind hour by hour. Here it is, which, by the way, you can get anytime, anywhere by downloading our free WLOX weather app to your mobile device. So hopefully you've already done that. And you can see those winds out of the north. And when is the breeziest part of the day? Is it this morning? Not really. We're thinking the winds this morning are around 10 miles an hour. But is it this afternoon? That's what we expect. Once we get to about 3 or 4 p.m., those winds around 15 or 16 miles an hour. So it is going to get a little bit breezier there. So, of course, we are closing in on Easter weekend. It's not this weekend, but it is the next one. And I'm trying to pull up that 10-day forecast for you right now. Let's get that going. We are expecting kind of nice weather as we go from this week to the weekend to next week to next weekend. Here's that 10-day forecast for you. And you can see right there that the chances for rain appear to be slim to none. Now, of course, this is today's, Friday the 11th look at the forecast. Obviously, forecasts change every day when they are updated. And so there are going to be many days between now and next weekend that the forecast can change or get updated. So don't be surprised if these sunny 0% rain chances are not locked in for next weekend. But it's looking good for now. So as we take a look at the short term, for the next 7 days, looking pretty good, hardly any rain. The warmest day could be Monday or Tuesday when we're around 80. The coolest temperatures could be Saturday or Sunday morning when we find some 40s, but there's not a lot of variation there. And even when we go to the end of next week, not a lot of variation there either. It looks like it could be similar to what's happening this weekend. Today on this Friday, the 11th, we have a cool front moving through, and it gets a little cooler for the weekend. Maybe that happens again on Good Friday. Maybe on Good Friday it's warm, and then we get a cool front moving in, and then it cools off a little bit for Easter Sunday of next weekend. But at least the early look doesn't look like it's going to be that rainy with those 0% chances. We can take a look at the raw model outlook for rain. Before we go, we'll do kind of three more things about your 10 days. So this is the raw model output for rain over the next 10 days. There's no red blocks, so already that means that it's not really going to be that wet. We would usually look for those red blocks to show up, meaning a high chance of precip, but most of the blocks are green, and even where there's yellow, it's only just for a brief moment. So I think we're going to do pretty well to avoid rain over the next 10 days, which, for outdoor activities is great. And as far as temperatures are concerned, there are some ups and downs, but they're not a lot of variation. You can notice most of the next 10 days will either be near normal or maybe slightly above that. So not going to see any huge cool spells here as we close in on Easter weekend. Staying mostly comfortable. Those are the afternoon temps. You can see today, upper 70s, then some low, mid 70s over the weekend, then more around 80 next Monday, Tuesday. So, you know, some ups and downs, but no dramatic drops or increases. As far as the morning temperatures are concerned, this looks like there is a little bit more variety. You can see some of the chillier mornings in the 40s on Saturday morning and on Sunday morning, and then a mild morning in the 60s, and then some 50s, and then some more 60s, and then some more 50s. So again, there is some variation there. Now these numbers are just for the coast. If you look at the inland 10-day, there is a little bit more of a variety in temperatures. So you can see, for example, that Sunday, 75 on the coast for places like Biloxi, but 79 for places inland like Wiggins. So just keep that in mind, that some places inland usually get a little warmer in the afternoon and can get a little cooler in the mornings as well, like the 46 Sunday morning for Wiggins, about the 49 Sunday morning for Ocean Springs or Long Beach. All right, well, that'll pretty much do it for this edition of the Digital Desk. And if you are wondering if it is next week and you might not be seeing me around very much, don't worry, I'm still here. I'm just taking a little break from the office, going on a little vacay, a staycay, whatever you want to call it, and we'll be back together the following week. But for the next week, maybe you might not see as much Wesley, but then the week after that, you'll see me back here that Monday, the Monday after Easter. So I hope that you have a wonderful weekend this weekend. Since I won't see you next time, have a wonderful weekend for Easter weekend too. All right, well, take care.